Oh,
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. We are so excited. As always, this is our Stories to Tell group, and we are been hashtagging the word do, all week long because of this amazing quote from Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. And you might remember this where he says, "No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try." So we have been inspired. We have been using this hashtag called Do all week long, and everyone has had such a great fun with this all week. They've been inspired using the phrase you've heard, just do it from anything and everything you can imagine, and just inspired by this quote by Yoda. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on my good friend, Kat. So welcome, my friend, and thanks so much for being on tonight. What are your thoughts about this quote and hashtag for the week?
I love this quote. It takes me back to when I first started skydiving. I'm scared of heights, and I went as a dare and fell in love with it. And my coach, Christy Frickin, who I just love and gave me tons of confidence, was a big Star Wars fan, and she loved this quote, and she would say that all the time to us. There is no try, just do it. So I thought a lot about her. I posted a lot about skydiving this week, and it was a great week. Love it.
Yeah, it was an awesome post this week. So much fun. Thank you so much, Kat. And great. It's always good to have inspiration from our own life experience using our quote and hashtag as inspiration. So thank you so much, Kat. All right, Ms. Dawn McGee, welcome. Thanks so much for being on tonight.
thank you for having me on, Nicole.
So what were your thoughts for the week in this particular quote, and what was your inspiration?
Well, this is a wonderful quote. I love Yoda, and I love this quote. And it's kind of how I live. Just do it. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm that thrill seeker, and just jump out there and do it, whatever it is. There's no try. You just go all in. Sink or swim, baby. That's what it is. And you learn from your mistakes. So just jump right in, dive in, do it, do or dive. And the very first time I did one of my crazy stunts, not skydiving, have not done that yet, but one of the very first ones, it was like, okay, you stand there, nope, don't even get a second chance, you just do it.
So, you go, girl. Well, you're definitely an example of somebody who just goes and gets it done. So thanks so much, Dawn, for being on. Appreciate you. All right, Mr. Westleg, welcome, sir, and thanks so much for being on tonight. And what are your thoughts? Because you've had some incredible quotes this week as well, and your stories have been amazing.
Oh, well, thanks, Nicole. I really appreciate that, and I am smiling. I got my smile on. I think it'd be kind of neat to see Dawn jump out of an airplane. Maybe we ought to hook her up with Kat. Anyway, back to the quote. I don't know who it was that I heard this. I heard a speaker one time say, you don't try to pick up a pencil. You just do it. And that was one of the stories that I did this way. You just do it. You don't try, you do it. It all goes back to procrastination. And I think procrastination, if I get back into the mindset stuff, because I am a mindset coach, right? Procrastination is usually brought on by fear of failure, fear of the worst possible outcome. So just do it. Just make yourself get up and do it. That's what it meant to me.
Awesome. And you've had some wonderful stories. Everyone who's watching us tonight, I highly encourage you to go through Facebook stories and Instagram stories and see what we've been up to, because it's pretty awesome stuff. Pretty epic, if you ask me. All right. Now, Ms. Carmen, you're up next. Thanks so much, all the way here from Canada tonight. Thanks so much for being on. And you've had some pretty inspiring posts this week. So tell me what your primary inspiration was.
My primary inspiration is if you had to just do it as well, but with a different twist, because from working out of that fear mindset and saying, for instance, if you're getting married and you say, I do, you just do. and you're ready for a lifelong commitment, and that's amazing because you work through things together with other people, with your supposed to be, and it's not by yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Nothing is by yourself. With the things that you do sometimes, affect other people and collaborate with other people, and out of joy, out of love, out of inspiration. For
sure. And you've had some great inspiration. I think you've tied that into literally everything, especially your, did you have an anniversary this week maybe? Something happened, yep. So she's all in love again. So I do mean something big time to her. So thanks so much, Carmen. And then you just look happy as a clam, and we're so happy for you and your inspiration for this week. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Noelle, you are up next, my dear. Thanks so much for being on tonight. And you always create the most beautiful posts in the world. So please tell me what your inspiration was this week.
Thanks. Well, first of all, it was fun to do a quote from Star Wars. So thanks, Kebie, for picking that. And
for sure.
Jason as well. So, you know, the word try kind of implies hesitation, right? We're not ready to jump. And even as adults, it always reminds me of my son with just tying his shoes. When you say I can't, you've already decided that you won't, right? Mm-hmm. But even if it's try, it's still pretty wishy-washy. Mm-hmm. So just the idea of, you know, not being the one stuck at the top, you know, not diving down into the water to see all the beautiful fish. That was me. And finally, I would just had to go down and do it. And it was so beautiful once I did. So, yeah, that's what it meant to me. Thanks.
Awesome. It's fun to just finally get out there and, like, risk it, right? Like, what do you have to lose? If we're just going to go for it, right?
I mean,
awesome. Thank you so much, Noelle. I appreciate you. All right, up next we have Miss Beautiful Mary Ellen. Welcome, my dear. Thanks so much for being on, and your posts were so much fun this week. Tell me what your inspiration was.
My inspiration is just to do things. There's so many things in my life that I would not have accomplished. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have my husband because I did not want to try another blind date, but I did it. So there's just so many things that if you don't try, how do you know if you can make it? So I just loved that quote. I just love that you have to try to do things. So anyway, back to you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. I appreciate you. That was awesome. Okay, next up we have Sir Joe from Florida. Welcome, Joe. Thanks so much for being on tonight. You're muted, my friend.
Yep, I'm on now. Yeah, the quote meant to me this week was just to live life, do it, just go out and do it. I'm up in Wisconsin right now. I'm from Florida, but I'm up in Wisconsin right now. It's a little bit colder, but I saw the post. You saw my posts were basically from the beach. I'm already kind of missing that already, and just living life. I mean, just sometimes we put things off. We don't do it. We just like sometimes we don't. Just decide, hey, I'm just going to go do this. Even just going to the beach. Sometimes I have, even though I live in Florida, 20 minutes from the beaches, I get working, and sometimes I just have to force myself to say, hey, just go do it. I want to go to the beach. I'm just going to go do it. And that's really what it kind of meant to me. And I think you saw that in my posts this week, pretty much. Just live life and don't hesitate. And like they said, whoever mentioned it before, that just even if it's out of your comfort zone, just go do it, and don't just try, go do.
Yeah. Well, you're always a great example to all of us in living your life and just getting it done, Jill. Thank you so much for being on tonight. I appreciate you. All right, Miss Lori, welcome. Thanks so much for being on tonight. Your little happy smile. Tell us what your inspiration was this week, and thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. I think of the first thing when I saw the quote was just do it, and I think about the stage I'm in my life. I turned 50 this year, and I don't know, that was something like working up to that birthday. It's a big birthday, and it made me think a lot about my older brother. I lost my older brother a year and a half ago, and he was we were like polar opposites. He was successful. He was fearless. He was, if he wanted something, he went after it. And after his death, I thought, you know what, I'm tired of, holding myself back with fear, and it's just time to do it, just do it. And it also, just take a deep breath and just do it. And I also thought of my husband. He's a preacher, and a sermon he had preached one time where he said, God did not save us to sit on the seat of do nothing. We need to get up, get busy, get going, work for the Lord, but also, go for it. So that was kind of it. It kind of reminded me of like to light that fire, stomp my fears, and just do it.
Girl, well, let me just tell you, you are successful in everything you have done, my friend. And it may be different than your brothers, but you are definitely 100% successful. Everybody give her an amen, high fives. Yes, ma'am. So we are all proud of you. You've totally stepped out of your comfort zone doing this class, and you have come out of your shell. You're doing an amazing job. Your posts are gorgeous, and you're killing it in business. So I'm super excited to be on this call with you and be collaborating with this amazing team of people with you as a part of it. So thank you so much, Lori, for being on tonight.
Right.
I'm really proud of you. All right, next up we have Mr. Al Lewis. Welcome, sir. Thanks so much for being on tonight.
Hello. Thank you very much. Hey, I really enjoyed this week's post. I love Yoda saying about not trying. Noel, I totally agree with what you were saying. Trying is just a way. Trying gives us an excuse to fail. So it's not about trying, it's about going out and doing it. And what I really enjoyed about this, about doing it, is that it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Those famous thoughts and sayings, hey, if our mind can see it, if our eyes can see it, if our mind can perceive it, we can achieve it. Yeah, do it. One thing that I love is this reminds me of the beginning of a great poem that I love. It says, our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That's about doing it. So we are powerful beyond measure. Don't put the excuse of trying in there. Get trying out and just do it. Love the post. There is no try. Do or do not. Make a decision. Do it.
Love it, Al. Thank you so much. Boy, everyone's just making my spirit just bouncing around again tonight, guys. So thank you so much, Al. I appreciate you. Always inspirational when you're speaking, and so with such authority, and that comes from a place of having to overcome your challenges and fears as well. And so you are 100% the example of that. So thank you, Al. All right, up next we have Kay, who's been posting the most amazing selfies all week. This has been all over it. We love you and love your big giant smile and everything you've been overcoming this week. So tell us what your inspiration was.
To me, procrastination is fed by fear, and do it is the opposite of that. So whenever I sensed, I'm going to procrastinate, that can happen next week. Even my mentor said, well, yeah, you could do it this week. Oh, okay. And every now and then, somebody gave me this quote from a long time ago: action removes the doubt that, so to do it, if you have doubt, action removes that doubt. So it was the doubt of, could I reach that rank? Could I talk to one more person today? Could I get one more person to serve? And it was having this was so motivating besides fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for being part of this stories.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kay. I just loved your post and I love what you said. So thank you for just being brave and stepping outside your comfort zone and helping one more person. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, up next we have Miss Dana Taylor Bell from Sacramento, California. Welcome, darling.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. When I looked at the quote, I thought of, just do it. There is no try. Trying means that we might do it. And a friend of mine says, you try cottage cheese, you try broccoli. You don't try doing life, you do life. And I also thought about, you know what? What if I went to my boss and I said, oh yeah, I'm going to try to do that assignment? I wouldn't have a job for very long, right? So I just have to do it. If it's important to you, just do it. And if it doesn't work out, do it over again and just keep doing it. Do it again, and just keep doing it again. Back to you, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Dana. That's for sure. I can relate to that. If you're not going to have your job long, if you just try to do everything, right? So great job. Thank you so much. I love that perspective. All right, up next we have Cheryl Lewis. Welcome, darling.
Hi, thank you for having me. I thought this week's Just Do was incredible. It made me think that we can't be truly happy if we're living in a state of fear, and that we need to focus on what we can do, not on what can possibly happen, and that we can't live our true potential if we allow the fear of what can happen to paralyze us. So it's kind of along the lines of what Lori was saying, and that the longer that we're inactive, the longer that we are doubtful, the more fearful and doubtful and inactive we become. So it's like we counteract, what we're trying not to have. And if we don't make a change, we will never get a change. So we have to move out of that area of complacency. So basically, we just have to take action and just #do. So thank you. Back to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Cheryl. I so appreciated what you said. I feel like a little dog, like my little tail is just wagging. I'll listen to all y'all. And like seriously, if I was a herd of puppies, you'd all be just laughing your head off right now. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I just appreciate what you said. Just getting out there, stepping out of your comfort zone, and being inactive for a long period of time just creates more inaction. So big golden nugget there to just keep on going. Just like Dana said, just keep on keeping on. Forward, something in motion is always in motion, right? All right, thank you so much. Nancy Mays, you're up next.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
It meant to me, do is to not worry about being wrong and face your fears, be more creative. So it teaches you to be more creative and to step out and do acts of kindness or stuff that scares you. So it's not about being wrong. It's about facing your fears. Back to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Nancy, all the way from vacation, hanging on with us, just stepping in to contribute to this amazing group. And I so appreciate you taking the time out from your vacation to be with us tonight. Nancy, thank you so much. And if you haven't followed Nancy, I highly recommend that you do. She's got some amazing posts and comes from a great place in her heart. So watch that girl. All right, Miss Anita, you are up next. Thanks so much for being on with us tonight.
Thank you, Nicole. To me, do. I've been like a little not doing anything for a couple of weeks now. So last week and this week, I actually stepped out of that and started doing some things. I helped my nephew with his first track meet. I went to hear him do his first sermon, spent time with my granddaughter. So it just made me do some things that I had just put off doing. And so it just made me think that, I have to do. I can't just sit still and just be there. So it was like, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. So
that's right. Everybody give her some jazz hands. She's had some major stuff happening, and she just got out there and did it anyway.
Yeah.
You are awesome, and I'm so proud of you for jumping in and just making it happen. And I'm pretty sure that you had some incredible business milestones as well. So congratulations for overcoming despite all the things happening in your life. So we're just really proud of you.
Thanks.
All right, I'll tell you what I think about this quote, and then I'm going to turn it over to Kebie because I know she's chomping at the bit to summarize everything you all. I can tell she's taking notes. So I'm just going to tell you what I thought about this quote, and what came to mind, as all good 80s movies are, was The Karate Kid. And just like Yoda told him, Mr. Miyagi told Ralph Macchio, you either on this side of the road or this side of the road. If you're in the middle, you're going to get squished like a grape. And my encouragement to all of you would be to just get on the side of the road that puts you on the path where you want to go. Don't stay on the other side of the road going back in the other direction. And definitely don't be in the middle where you're going to get squished like a grape. because you either gonna do it or you're not. And trying is like being in the middle. So I'm going to turn it over to Kebie. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on tonight. I absolutely adored all of your stories this week. So to you, Kebie, thank you.
Well, thank you. I love the quote, and I do actually love Star Wars. My husband picked it out, though, because he's a huge Star Wars fan, and so is my son. I grew up to Star Wars. So one thing I want to share is the quote kind of before this one, and it's where Luke said, "I can't believe it," and Yoda says, "That's why you fail." So it all starts with our belief. So when we, question why don't we do it, it's because of what we believe. So when we first build belief, then we're convicted, then we move. But what I love about do, not do it, but do. What I love about what Yoda's saying is that it doesn't matter who you are, your background, your last name, what you look like, what degree you have, all that is irrelevant. It's the one who will go do the most that wins. All right, that's it. Back to you, Nicole. You can close us out. I'm done.
Everybody wave goodbye. Thank you so much, everyone. Good